Hey folks, JD here, and today we're looking at the JJRC H31. So I bought this quadcopter based on a couple of facts. One, it's made by JJRC. As we've seen by so many copters in the past, JJRC copters are really good. They normally fly really well, really true, really straight. The battery normally lasts between 8 to 10 minutes, and that's after normally about a 45-minute charge. And for another particular reason, this quadcopter is a high performance waterproof quadcopter. Okay, so without further ado, let's open her up and have a quick little look inside and see what we've got. So let's see. Right. Okay, so first couple of things you're going to notice is when you do actually get it out of the box. Well, the box itself is really quite thick cardboard, making for the chance of it being damaged when it actually gets delivered to you very slim. When you take it out, those of you that have unboxed or have bought the JJRC H26D will notice this is roughly the same packaging, in so much that the copter is on the top and all the accessories are underneath. Okay, so let's have a quick little look at this copter and let's see. Oh, this is quite tricky. Right, let's get the packaging off. Right, the copter is really well moulded into the packaging there, so it might take an extra second. There you are. Okay, so let's have a quick little look at this one. So as you can see, the body is your standard JJRC green. This particular model, it also comes in white as well and black. I went for the green because personally, I quite like the green colour. I think it looks really nice. So, as you will see, the propellers are already attached, 4 of them. These are quite thin propellers, but they're made mainly to be extremely durable. So what you will notice is that you'll be able to bend them ever so easily, just with minimal of effort, but that is meant to be the case. It's meant to be that this copter is meant to be waterproof, it's meant to be highly durable, so when you do crash it, which will inevitably happen, you will notice that it will bounce and it'll get straight back up and you won't have any damaged parts, snapped plastic or anything like that. So just by flipping her over, you'll see you've got the 4 rotors or the 4 rotor gears rather, are unprotected. There's nothing on there to protect them. That's a little bit of a concern considering this is a waterproof copter. I would have assumed there would be something like we saw on the Aviax H2O waterproof copter. There was something that was covering the little gears under there. There's also, you've got the standard quadcopter 2 LEDs. Now I'm guessing the back ones and the front ones are going to be different colour. Those then should also denote which way the copter flies. You will also notice this has got a little button on the front of it there as well. Well, it's not actually a button, it is another LED. So you will also have the 2 LEDs underneath, which denote forward facing and back and the rear of the quadcopter, but also you'll have a nice little spotlight, so you can also see from quite a distance, or hopefully, which way this copter is facing, and then bring it back to you in one piece. From the underside, you'll notice the battery bay is just a little door underneath there. Once you open it, you have the battery inside. Now this battery is tiny. Normally JJRC batteries, they're quite large, and they're quite large capacity as well. This one isn't so much. It's a 400 mega amp hour at 3.7 volts. So this means that this battery will be charged via the included USB cable. Once it is charged, then you would just slide it back inside the body of the quadcopter and then hook it up like you normally would. There we go. And then fit everything back in and close the boot of the quadcopter, little catch, until it clicks in. Now, let's see if there's any charge in it. Yep, there's a little bit of charge. So I don't know how well you can see that, but there's definitely green LEDs at the back, definite red or orange LEDs at the front, and this little flashing LED is bright red. So that is a really nice little addition to have a little light at the front as well. As you can see, the lights are pulsing. This normally means that the quadcopter isn't tied to any transmitter. It can't read anything for the second. So what I'll do, I'll just turn that off, and let's go back in and unplug that battery. Oh, come on. Oh, it's a little bit stiff that to unplug. But there we have it. So that is the underside of the quadcopter. That is the body. It seems to be really well made. Now, the one factor that really entertained me buying this was that it was waterproof. Now, with the Aviax, you could submerge it and it just didn't matter. It would take off, it would fly around, it loved it. I don't know so much about this one. Maybe you can. We'll have to wait until we take it out for the actual test flights. But the body itself seems to be really well made. It seems to be that the bottom and the top half are all molded together. So there's no cracks, there's nothing which would let any water in. Okay, as you can see, it's really well put together by the look of it. And normally you would feel a slight little lip between the body and the top and the bottom. This isn't the case. So I'm hoping that means that the circuitry inside will stay nice and dry when this does eventually take a dip. Okay, so that's the copter. Let's move that out to the side for a second. Let's have a look at the accessories and then the transmitter that also comes in this box. So, as with the accessories you get with a lot of quadcopters, these are the propeller guards and the landing skids. There's also a pair of sunglasses. Yeah, that's right, you heard me correctly. A pair of sunglasses. So, JJRC obviously care about your eyesight and don't want you looking at the sun or up at any bright lights when you are flying. These sunglasses that come with it have a nice little JJRC sticker down there. Now, these aren't virtual reality glasses, they're just bog standard sunglasses. So if you're in a very sunny part of the world, where I am not, then no doubt these will come in handy for you. So let's pop them back in the bag. Alright, there we go, that's in. Another accessory bag. Now this accessory bag, you have your standard, another 4 replacement propellers, a load of screws and a little screwdriver. Plus, here is the USB charger. Now, as you would normally have a charger like this, where you would have USB one end, you would have the battery connected to the other end, and then you'd have a bit of cable joining the two ends. With this JJRC charger, you don't have that. It's just little USB. So all you would do is take the battery out and plug the battery directly into the port at the back, right in here, and then it just charges off that. So no need to have cables trailing everywhere. That's quite nice. I'll have to see how it works with my workstation I've got set up for charging, because normally I have all the cables hooked into different places. But that's the first quadcopter I've seen with a little USB key charger rather than a huge cable. Right, so those are the 3 accessory bags. That's the quadcopter. Now let's have a quick little look at this transmitter. So this transmitter looks pretty standard for JJRC. As you will see, this copter does not have altitude hold because the throttle does not stay in the middle. Pretty much this copter is not FPV. It doesn't even have a camera. So all you have is quite simply a little telemetry screen at the bottom. Shows you how much battery you've got left in this, how much signal you've got between the transmitter and the quadcopter, and also how much power you're putting through each of these motors as you are using the throttle and the guidance analog sticks as well. Now this, let me grab another transmitter I have from JJRC. This is, there we are. This is the transmitter of the H26D, and this is the transmitter of the H31, this one here. So as you can see, they're pretty much identical. There's a couple of little subtle changes, like the motorized gimbal and the trim for the H26D has nice big buttons, whereas for the H31 they're just little standard slider buttons left and right and up and down. Little change in the power button, but that's pretty much it. Everything else is the shoulder buttons, a little bit smaller on the for the H31, and then you've still got your two buttons at the top there. So yeah, it's a pretty much the same setup. So let's just pop this one back. Okay, so here we go. So yeah, pretty standard transmitter. This particular transmitter does not allow you to charge batteries directly off it. So once again, like so many, nearly all the other battery transmitters, you'd have to put in ready charged or batteries directly in here for AA's. But obviously, if you are using rechargeable batteries, you'll have to take them on here, put them into your recharger, and make sure they're fully charged before you take them out. Okay, so there we have it. So we'll find out what all these little buttons and everything else do when we take it out on its flight. So I'm just going to put the transmitter away for a second. Now, the next part is just to build up this quadcopter a little bit. So as you can see, it has a screwdriver and propeller guards as well as landing skids. Now, if you're not new to my videos, you will know I don't really like propeller guards because, well, for a couple of reasons. One, they normally assist in getting the quadcopter stuck in a tree, and it's very difficult then to pull it down and for it to get itself down. So what I normally do, because I take these out and I fly them at 5 o'clock in the morning, I normally don't put the propeller guards on there, because before I pick up any quadcopter, I always turn off the transmitter anyway. What I would suggest is, if you are flying this quadcopter and you're new, or if you're prone to accidents, then I would definitely put on the propeller guards. Once again, just the same as all quadcopters, I don't recommend you fly them around any other people, especially people you don't know, in case accidents do happen. So what we're going to look at first is, from the propeller guard accessory bag, I took out the 2 landing skids, which are here. I'm now going to attach these to the quadcopter. So let's have a little look and see. So there's two ways you can attach this: the incorrect way and the correct way. So as you'll notice, the landing skid is slightly bent in the middle. Right? I don't know if that curve is coming out really well. There's a curve here. So that you want the curve to be facing on the inside of the quadcopter. Okay. So when you've plugged it in, because you've got these little holes in here, once you've plugged the skids into those holes, that is what you're going to be left with. So you're going to be left with 2 curves, each facing each other, with the outer curve on the outside. Okay, let's see if I can get a proper, there we are. So it's going to look a little bit something like that. Okay, so then when you turn it around and you put it on, you stand it up, you'll see that the curve is facing inwards towards the other curve of the quadcopter. So there we have it. So that's the landing skids. That's really quite simple. There are a couple of things I've noticed about this. There is a camera mount already attached, which is molded into the plastic here, the 4 little spikes, and there's also a little camera port. So I'd have a little look, if you did want to have a camera attached to this, I'd have a little look online and see how much you can pick them up for. For myself, what I'm going to be doing is, like I did a little while ago, when we had one of our drone revisits on the JXD 509, I'm going to probably be using my run cam. Take this out with me and I'll attach this to the bottom. It doesn't add that much weight. These are specifically designed for remote controlled helicopters, aeroplanes and quadcopters, and that is hopefully just going to sit at the bottom, so we get some nice video footage of the copter flying as well. so I'll probably take the run cam out with me as well. So there we have it, folks. I think that's pretty much everything for the unboxing of the H31 by JJRC. So just to recap, what you will get in the box is a quadcopter, the transmitter, 3 accessory packs. So you're going to have the propeller guards with the landing skids, you're going to have the propellers with the USB battery charger and a little screwdriver, and you're also going to have a pair of sunglasses. So there we have it. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I put out an unboxing video. If you're new to this channel, I put out an unboxing video, and then I also do a flight video, and where I'll compare how these flights to the other JJRC models, and also if it has got a camera attached, I'll also have a little video of the in-flight as well. So I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic. Don't forget to like this video if you have. If you haven't, then give us a thumbs down. Hopefully you would like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, my friends, happy flying.